Hello once again, ladies and gentlemen. Never thought I'd be back in the commentating field once more, now did you? Some of you all thought I had just gone away like a fart in the wind, never to be heard from again, up until about late night on Fridays, when you heard me scream, hoot, and holler along with T-Bone, Mindless Gonzo, and the rest of the gang that makes up the Illogical Podcast, right? Well, to be perfectly frank with you guys, I felt as though I'd give this one last hurrah before I move on to something else. Might be another commentary, might be something rantish, might even be something else. Fuck if I know. Anyways, on to tonight's subject matter. What caught my eye as of fairly recently was that I've been seeing videos talking about this one individual by the name of Danmad297 from people such as Junior Fan, TOG Professor, and quite a few other notable people in the commentary quote-unquote community. However, when I inspected this user's channel and even thumbed through the discussion section, I noticed a familiar name that had also gotten into a bit of a scuffle with him, with exchanges of comments back and forth with the forcibly ordained quote-unquote leader of the commentators themselves in Young Blood Fantasy 91. But instead of me blithering on like an idiot and give you all a more involved backstory, ladies and gents, let's get right into it.
Hi everyone, this is Danmad297 with another commentary.
Oh boy, I could go through a checklist that's about 3 miles long with this video, but instead of that, let's skip a chunk for the sake of time.
By the way, your music is very classic.
Hey guys, Young Blood Fantasy 91 here with another commentary for you wonderful people. Around 70% of people profess themselves to be Christian in the United States. That means that Christianity is the most dominant religion in this nation. Because we are granted the freedom to practice our own religions under our Constitution, this should not be a problem. Until we get to Christianity in schools.
Yes, Christianity is not going to be something else like that. And by the way, why does it say 45%? Well, maybe we find out, shall we?
The idea of separation of church and state extends all the way back to the Founding Fathers. In fact, Thomas Jefferson utilized this phrase when discussing the Establishment Clause in Article 1 of the Constitution. This separation...
That means, saying to the eminence...
Yeah, forget what I said earlier, folks. Apparently this is going to be one of those special kinds of cases, isn't it? But instead of him reading what the annotation there said...
Yeah, you're right, you apologize. Move on.
In effect, allows people who are employed underneath the government, such as teachers and administrators, to view students impartially and not discriminate against them if they practiced religions that are not Christianity. However, this openness is falsely ascribed as being discriminatory, according to this plucky video by Reach America called The Thaw, who invite brainwashed kids to spout inaccuracies about our history and make other practicing Christians look bad by making the religion of Christianity a victim of growing oppression.
Okay. Question, what the fawn? And who was it?
Since you're incapable of figuring shit out on your own, I suppose I might as well break it down for you in layman's terms. Youngblood saw this video made by a young group of Christians calling themselves The Thaw, and were preaching about their, and I quote this from the Pathos.com website, their concerns about the plight of the less fortunate, the poor, the widowed, and orphaned, and the system that breeds inequality and justifies an oppressive class structure, and the militarization of American society, and the culture of violence that pervades our country. In short, they're a group of New Age hippies carrying Bibles instead of bongs and flower necklaces.
Excuse me and not be Catholic because my grandma switched religions and I doesn't want to do something. But who are you talking to? Youngblood, you are a good reviewer and I understand for you a good commentary, but please, stop Christianity for the 1 second kind. Thank you.
Apparently we're having another civil rights battle on our hands. I'll listen in and I'll see what I have to say about it.
Christianity is being completely frozen out of America.
Even though 70% of us are practicing Christians.
Make it 51%. It says 51.
That's Protestants, you fucking dunce. Look at the chart again. And yes, I'm aware they're a part of the Christian faith for those who feel they need to ask.
Or something. Oh, Roman Christians. My mistake. 23% 99. You messed up this steak, young blood. Take a drink because he is smarter than do something. Or at whatever kind. Mountain Dew or Coke Zero or whatever drink you got. Take a drink, you got choose of it. That's all.
It's completely accurate to me.
Why can't I pray in school?
Because Engel V Vitali happy.
The white girl has got a point. Because all victims have got some agreements. Hey, I got victims for Christianity of life. What a kind of, I guess. I don't know, let's continue this video.
Why are they taking God out of my history books?
Because we cannot prove God exists. True, wars were fought in the name of God or in the name of certain religions during tense periods of history. But unless you can give me empirical...
Wait a minute, are you talking about atheism?
Since you're once again demonstrating a severe lack of research, I would like for you to look into your own history books and open them up to the chapters concerning the Bronze Age to about the Iron Age. You would find that many wars during those eras were fought because their deities of numerous names all said to kill in their names, regardless if they were brothers, fathers, mothers, sisters, or otherwise. That God, man, he could be such a prick. Just ask any Jewish guy and even he'll tell you, provided of course, if the price is right.
If you talk about atheism, I don't know, I don't care. I have some friends is atheists. Go back to the episode where the American Dad come from, when Stan had a friend of an atheist problem.
Ain't got time for that shit. I got a commentary to do.
Proof that God himself instigated events in history, we cannot say God did it.
Why do they teach every other theory in science except creation?
Creationism has been proven wrong thousands of times over because no one has given any physical evidence of creationism. If you tell me that the world was created in 6,000 years, you have the burden of proof. Usually most fundamentalist Christians refer to the Bible and say the Bible is accurate scientifically, or they say that many evolutionists are wrong in their claims.
Are you crazy? Don't make it up to you, just like, that second one, the last commentary I just saw, I have a bad time with it, doesn't make you a consensus scientist idiot.
Here's where I think I can side with Youngblood in this one, and even I'm a Catholic. Because according to the New Testament, which is a book of the Christians, they claim the world was made in 7 days according to them. But yet, there are fossils in museums of dinosaurs, woolly mammoths, prehistoric cavemen, tools from the Stone Age, and even amber-encased mosquitoes from 65 million years ago. Even though I'm a Catholic, I believe that the opening statement of the New Testament is a load of horseshit because, once again, explain those fossils you see in archaeological digs, museums, and fucking private collections and shit like that. To Danmad here, I got one thing to say. What?
Stop that! It's making me annoying and it's making me weird.
Even calls hateful, hypocrites,
Unloving.
closed-minded, bigots.
It doesn't apply to all of Christianity, but
So, let me get this straight. Because you tell me about all the Christianities because you want to fight back.
Wait, Since when did Youngblood state that he was fighting back against the Christians? I believe you're once again getting something mixed up here, or perhaps your hearing was a little bit damaged. As I had mentioned before, Youngblood chose this video simply because there were some major plot holes in the video, as well as there being some major inconsistencies within this group's arguments. If he was blatantly attacking them, he would have said something far more offensive or even inciting. Did you even bother to pay even the slightest bit of attention, or are you really as dense as military-grade titanium? My money is on how knuckle-headed you are, by the way.
Well, good for you! Congratulations! You are proud selected for Danmad successful. Please get a message for Deceive and try again. People want to believe themselves.
Why can't Tim Tebow praise God after making a touchdown without causing a national uproar?
You talk about football Oh my god. Tim Tebow is one of the greatest football ever made. He is from the Denver Broncos.
But was recently drafted to the Patriots.
Jets. And what he quits because he's going to find something else to make them better.
He goes on a bit of a major tangent about Tim Tebow here, so... But what was odd about all this is that he defends Michael Vick, considering that he was convicted on dogfighting charges in 2007. Oh boy, if you want to talk about misplaced allegiances, then I think this guy really needs to get his head out of his ass and look up to some other sports greats, like for example Dan Marino, Barry Sanders, John Elway, or even fucking Joe Montana. But since this part of the video was unnecessary, I figured I'd skip it anyway. Let's resume.
Investigated by the school board. Did he abuse a student?
Is he a terrorist? He allowed local churches to feed his football team.
No, you talk about football and gossip? You are the worst Christians ever.
Hey, wait a minute. Are you going after Youngblood after some of the remarks he's made or not? Because to be perfectly honest with you, you're going all over the fucking place. Do us all a fucking favor, and would you please, I don't know, stick to the fucking topic?
I have seen Christians in all my life. I've seen smart Christians before, and they did not act right that way. You are stupid.
Well, convincing acting, guys, and I appreciate the sarcasm. Second of all, Coach Mariakis, the man you're referring to, was investigated because he invited several churches to fund a school-based activity that is run by the school. The school is an institution that is secular and impartial. To say that a school is supporting one religion by allowing churches to fund the school opens the floodgates for many issues. Why can't synagogues fund school teams?
And he raped kids. Score one for Dan.
Swung on and missed. To quote the August 28, 2012 article, also from Pathos.com, it said that Mark Mariakis is the public high school football coach who uses his position to proselytize or preach to his players and bring them to Jesus. What you're talking about, Danmad, is Jerry Sandusky, the Penn State college coach who was charged and convicted of child molestation and was sentenced in October of last year. Dumb shit, douchebag!
What about mosques? What about people who practice other religions? What about people who are agnostic or atheist? Why does Christianity get an automatic free pass because the coach is Christian? Conveniently ignoring how myopic your points are doesn't help your case either.
In public school, I'm called lesbian
Or gay.
for not kissing or for wanting to save myself for marriage.
In public school, dating is an obligation.
No, and even more no. Do the teachers forcibly sanction dating on all students? Do the teachers say that students are gay or lesbian because students are saving themselves for marriage? Of course not. So where does this...
What? I don't get it. I have lesbian friends and gay friends. And you Christians are dumb enough to see. I have to do something for a whole first in aggression. Yes, I am a do something about all of them about do something, but my mom tells me I gotta do something. When my neighbors...
Instead of letting him rattle on like a retard, we're going to cut this here, because not only was this topic he brought up completely different from what was going on in Youngblood's video, but once again, it was something that I have no say on. But wait folks, it's only going to get worse from here. Join me next time as we take a look at part 2 of his commentary. This here's been BlisteredBlood saying that whenever there's shit on the internet that needs a checkup, the doctor is always in. Welcome back, one and all, to the Magical Mystery Tour. I am your host, as always, BlisteredBlood, bringing to you another commentary. So, last time, we had taken a look at an individual by the name of Danmad297 in his commentary on Youngblood Fantasy 91, where he made a commentary on a group project by The Thaw. Whew, that was a mouthful. But unfortunately, Danmad made quite a few mistakes, plus he went off on an entirely different direction that was completely irrelevant to the topics on both videos. Does he improve on this, folks? Well, no. If part 1 of Danmad's video was of any indication, then I think things are only going to get worse from here on in. So with that, let's begin.
Welcome to part 2.
Skipping this nonsense to get to the point.
This is again ignorance at work, and it's absolutely repulsive.
What we see in our health classes,
Sex education
4th grade and up.
is pornography.
Oh no! Use of private parts! Somebody called the thought police because apparently this...
Now, you might have noticed that already, but you notice it much more when they're in the bath. First of all, they're different sizes. They're different shapes, and they have different parts to their bodies. This is important because it's those different parts that help your mother and your father to make you.
Is...
Okay then, it's called Privacy. We get it. It's mine. We call hentai.
No, you numbnut. That's a sex education video that was produced by Howie Mandel.
We get it. I am Japanese and French person.
No one here is interested in hearing about your ethnicity, man. No one.
pornography! I'm sorry health classes are being honest with you. Should they continue recounting the tried-and-true stork story up until your freaking graduation?
Now, you know that none of these stories are true. You know that, right?
Why hide yourself from the truth, especially one that describes where you bloody come from?
People make fun of me because I don't believe in abortion.
Are they making fun?
Ah, good. That's what you get. I'm just kidding. But that's not the point. The point is, you making fun of the person, you're gonna try to fight back.
Once again, unless if Youngblood here said something that was insightful or demeaning to the Christian faith, then he would have said something along the lines of, "Oh, Christians are faggots," or something of that equivalency. Stay within the lines in your coloring book, lunkhead.
Just like African Americans do. They try to fight back. Just like my brother, because they fight back hard because he's an idiot. But he's never been so idiocy. I don't know. Why? You better explain, Youngblood Fantasy.
Whoa, watch out, guys. We got a badass over here.
Explain.
Or are they just trying... As the government of the United States of America is not in any sense founded on the Christian religion, as it has itself no character of enmity against the laws, religion, or tranquility of Muslimen, and as the said states never entered into any war or act of hostility against any Mohammedan nation, it is declared by the parties that no pretext arising from religious opinions shall even produce an interruption of the harmony existing between the two countries. Article 11 of the Treaty of Tripoli, signed by John Adams in 1797. Last I...
Wow. Wow. You are smarter than me. I think you're a better scientist one day. I did not know. I thought part 1 I messed up, but part 2? Wow. Youngblood, we should team up.
Yeah. The chances of that happening is about as likely as me and TOG Professor coming together for a co-op commentary, also known as a snowball's chance in hell. Not going to happen anytime soon, shorty.
Again. But right now, I try going against you, but you bore me right now. But we should team up again.
The
Besides, the allegiance hasn't been changed in close to 60 years, so I do not see what your problem is. No.
Wow. My God. He's right.
So, therefore, this part of the commentary has been rendered completely null and void. Well, so with that, ladies and gents, I am once again cutting this part of the video here since I have nothing more to say about this particular video. Call him what you may, but there is one thing that I think we can all agree on. Danmad297 has demonstrated that he has no ability to be a commentator, even if he was to take this a little bit more seriously, even if he could. If I can name off the reasons as to why he shouldn't continue, one of the major things I feel I have to address here is that it's for his own good. Besides, it's already painfully obvious that he can't carry a rational thought for more than a minute. He rattles on like a retarded chimp longer than Junior Fan. Just kidding, by the way. And overall, well, there is no overall. But wait, folks, he's got part 3 of this horrendous series, and I plan on subjecting myself to this pain. So with that, this here has been BlisteredBlood's saying, fare thee well, children of the night, and may the moon's glow shine down on the enlightened. Greetings, and welcome once again to another commentary hosted by yours truly. While it's no secret that Danmad297 is perhaps one of the most horrendous commentators around ever since Lyric Shooter and as far back as Joshua 8428, it does call into question as to why he still does this. But to make things short and sweet, I'm looking into part 3 of his commentary, and to be honest, folks, the gloves are off. Let's begin. That a couple of seconds in Sony Vegas or even Windows Movie Maker or Camtasia Studios couldn't fix. Am I right, guys?
Christians have been unwilling to get involved.
I'm pretty sure a lot of extremist religious groups have been fighting for time under the limelight. Do I need to mention how the Westboro Baptist Church have constantly been the center of controversy? What about the famous Kitzmiller v. Dover case in 2005 in which many parents and school board members argued for creationism over evolution? What about all the televangelists and ultra-conservative radio outlets decrying atheists and those who question God? I don't understand why you extremist Christians are painting yourselves to be powerless and victims, unless you want to deceive others. Didn't the Bible tell you guys to not lie?
People who do not love our God have stolen our country.
70%. Your country has been stolen even though you are a goddamn majority.
51%.
Protestants are still a part of the Christian faith, you derelict asshole. Therefore, Youngblood was actually correct with this statement. Then again, a lot of religions listed on that pie chart are actually offshoots of the Christian faith, including Catholics. The simple fact that you could not read this chart correctly and realize that they are all a part of the same faith is entirely on you.
Jesus said we are salt and light.
Salt and light melts ice.
It is time for a thaw.
Well, at least you guys know some very basic science, I guess.
President Ronald Reagan called America a shining light on a hill, a beacon of hope for the world to see.
You know, one thing I've noticed throughout all of this is that the glare hitting his laptop is actually pretty distracting. But then again, this complaint is pretty much small potatoes now, since I've seen this so many times before that it's once again common practice nowadays. I guess Somber Guy did have a point to prove that this might as well become the standard for future commentaries and screen captures. How about that shit?
For when the worse than 4 comes out, please. Those kids act like Transformers. Man, think about that, I should watch the first movie Transformers again. I'm kind of okay with it. Except with those cheesy kids.
It's funny considering that C4s are explosives. Not saying that these extremist Christians are terrorists, but it's just funny that they're using this acronym to denote their alleged crisis center.
Yeah, right, because C4s are the threat for Christian normality. Oh, please, it's the threat to anyone else.
I suppose the word joke has been lost to you somewhere within your lifetime. Not saying that it's bad or anything, but it seems as though that your concept of humor leans more towards the toilet variety, including fart jokes and shit like that. Maybe this might even tickle your funny bone.
And all I could think of was shit, piss, fuck, cunt, cocksucker, motherfucker, and tits.
Did that get you going?
I don't have weapons and guns. For reals anyway, try to do something.
Crisis. C4. Haha. I'm funny.
A place filled with Christian teens on a mission to reach America and our friends for Christ.
Christ and our country matter to us.
At Reach America, we are learning to lead our generation.
I feel you guys are treating this as if it were an actual civil rights issue. When African Americans stood up for themselves, they were oppressed. When gays stood up for themselves, they were oppressed. What are you guys doing? Standing up for yourselves because you got criticized in schools, and that schools are upholding the Constitution despite actually giving a fair shake to every religion? I guess you're asking us to retreat a couple decades, and sorry to say, but that's not going to work.
Okay, first of all, why did African Americans... I did know African Americans stand up to them. I know the history about all African Americans and know about Hall of Fame. But question about that, Christians. Did you give up all yourself already? Or did you want to give up, never get excellence? And Youngblood, I understand, I agree with you. We African Americans will stand tall. You take my brother because he's a rapper and he's an idiot.
Oh, who the fuck cares about your brother? The correct answer is nobody! And once again, folks, that completes this series of atrocities that I have witnessed on the internet tonight. So what can I say that hasn't already been said? What more can I do that hasn't already been done? Well, it's easy. But instead of belting out that tune, I'm instead ending it here because once again my head would have caved in from the mass amount of stupidity that I have witnessed. Danmad, if you see these videos of mine, I would like for you to take a few things into consideration. You are way out of your league, your thoughts are all over the place, you sound like you're about 5 IQ points away from being considered a vegetable, and everything you have done as a commentator up to this point has not been in your favor. In short, button your fat lips, chew on some more chicken, and drink some more fucking grape soda.